Hey, what's up guys, it's Adam from Boost HD here, and of course with CES in full swing, I thought I'd go ahead and give you my top 5 tech expectations for 2015. So any further ado, let's get right into it.
You're watching Boost HD with your host, Adam Lubin.
So at number 5, I'd like to see more games and more high profile games for the next-gen consoles, i.e. the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So of course, even at this state in time, a lot of these games that have been made for these next-gen consoles are still only pushing 720p and the more unusual resolution of 900p. Very few games actually pushing out 1080p, so that's really... These consoles have so much power behind them, I can't understand why they're not pushing through high resolution games. So there is speculation that the PS4 can actually support 1440p, but of course it needs the game's data to back that up. So hopefully, I know we're not going to seriously just expect 1440p games to be released with higher textures and higher detail. Of course it's going to be an ongoing project, but I hope trying to hope that they're actually going to put this idea forward so we can expect to see more high resolution games with better frame rate and better textures. So that's what I'm hoping to see as almost like a potential idea for 2015 and beyond. So at number 4, we have more independent smartwatches. So I actually mentioned this in my last video for 2014, and if you want to see that, that'll be the first link below that like button. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, it'll be down there. And I mentioned that a lot of these smartwatches that have been released in 2014 at the end of 2013 are still heavily reliant on smartphones. So what I wanted to see is that they be hopefully for 2015 release more independent smartwatches that have their own OS and can be operated independently. So if the smartwatch is still going to be heavily reliant on the phones or the smartphones, I'd like to be able to see that you can actually interact with, say, a message or a phone call. So instead of having to reach into your pocket to actually answer that phone call or interact with that text message, I'd like to be able to do that on the actual smartwatch itself. So at number 3, we have smart cars, and this can go in either one of two directions. So number 1, we can say all cars should be self-driving, so you simply just type into a computer where you want to go and the car will either drive itself or park itself or whichever. And we can either go option 2, which is similar to the Tesla Model S, which have a massive built-in on-screen computer with touchscreen, you can access the internet through your phone, and options like that. So of course, we're not going to be seeing self-driving cars immediately for 2015, but I hope that the potential is there for such a project to start off in 2015. So at number 2 is probably one of my most favorite ones actually. It is phone blocks. So the whole idea of phone blocks began in late 2013, and it was the whole idea that you'd be able to build your own custom smartphone by, selecting your battery, your camera, your display, know your phone internals. And I think that was such a revolutionary idea, and I'm really hoping that some mobile companies in 2015 actually start to take on board some of the idea of phone blocks. So of course we're not going to see immediately your customized phones for 2015, but I'm hoping a lot of companies will actually start to take a look and really unpick and analyze the whole idea of smartphones, and hopefully maybe in 2017 maybe the option for building a phone will be there. So I think that'd be a very good idea, and people will be able to get really customizable with that idea by choosing their own display, their own camera and their own battery. It would just be fantastic. I mean, pretty much any gripe of phone that you may have will be completely eliminated since you can be able to customize your own phone. So I'm definitely for the idea of phone blocks. Hopefully if that becomes a thing in 2015, or at least the development starts to become a thing in 2015. So yeah, I'm on for phone blocks, definitely phone blocks. So number 1, we have the progression of 4K. So I'm going to try and break 4K down into 3 main parts. So part 1 is going to be of the displays. So we've had a few 4K TVs now that have definitely dropped below the £1,000 mark, and even some 4K monitors. But mainly on the monitors I want to actually talk about is that the problem with these monitors that actually drop below £1,000, or even in some case £500, is that there's two main problems with these. Problem number 1 is that they only support 30 Hz. Now, a lot of desktop PCs and laptops out there actually support 60 Hz, which is what the majority of us are all used to. So dropping down to 30 Hz would be a major problem, especially if you're going to be doing gaming, and even for general use. Dropping down below 60 Hz, it'd be a noticeable difference. So at the moment, I wouldn't really recommend buying those monitors if you're especially going to be doing any gaming or even any precision work, because the mouse lag is going to be far too great for what you're going to be doing. And the second problem is that they have TN panels. So if you're a gamer, this won't be too much of a problem, because a lot of the fast-paced monitors with like 2 milliseconds are TN displays. But if you're going to be someone that's doing accurate color work like photography and videography, then a TN panel is probably not going to be your best option. You really want to go with a PLS or IPS display to get the best saturation possible. So at the stage of 4K monitors, unless you're going to be spending over £1,000, these budget 4K monitors aren't really suitable for anyone really, apart from if you're going to be, in a business somewhere when you want to have multiple graphs open and you're not really worried about the lag of the monitor, then maybe that the budget 4K won't be too much of a problem for you. But for the majority of us, these 4K monitors are either going to be held back by too much lag or a poor display overall. So at the moment, the 4K monitors, so I'm hoping at CES, or at least for 2015, they release some budget 4K monitors with at least an IPS display and that run at 60 Hz. So that'd be the ideal monitor for me if I was to go ahead and make that purchase today. Part 2, I'm hoping that they also try and release some more budget 4K cameras. I'm really aiming at the 4K budget topic here. So 4K budget cameras, so far we've had the Panasonic GH4 and we've had the smaller pocket version of that camera. I can't remember what it's called now, but I'll try and link that down in the description below. But we've had a few pocket cameras, and of course we've got the ones on the Samsung Galaxy, but they only record at a very, very low bit rate. And of course we've got the GoPro, again, that only films at 15 frames per second. So I'm hoping that we see a bigger variety of 4K cameras for 2015. And finally, I hope to see more 4K content within the 4K bracket or umbrella of the progression of 4K. I'm definitely hoping that they produce more 4K content, or at least start to do some 4K TV broadcast. Or see, YouTube's already jumped on the bandwagon with 4K since we have the option, but I'm hoping that more mainstream TV channels allow us to view some content. If we do have 4K TV, allow us to view some content in 4K. So anyway guys, that's been my take on potential tech for 2015. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget that like button below if you did enjoy it, and subscribe for more content. So anyway guys, it's been Adam at Boost HD here. Thank you for watching, take care, and of course I'll see you guys in the next tech video. Bye for now.